Hey everyone. Hello, hello. Sorry, y'all. Whew. How's everyone doing on this Wednesday? How's everyone doing on this Wednesday? Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Hey Rebecca. Hey Shay Shay. Hey Robert. Hey Auntie Cherry. Let's see. Hi everyone. How are y'all doing today? How's everyone doing today? I hope everyone is doing great, great, great. Okay, so y'all, we're gonna jump right into the story because I'm not gonna be up here long. So, okay, the story that we did yesterday with this toxic baby father, narcissist baby father. We're gonna listen to some of the mother stories today. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Let me see. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna listen to some of the mother story of why she did some things that she did do. Okay, and then the ones that was in my chat yesterday. Once I play her story, then y'all can like understand a little bit of about why she did what she did because what I played with the father yesterday, and then I played with the guy. I don't know if all y'all was in the chat when I played his behalf yesterday. So we're gonna get right into it. Hey Trees, how are you? Let's see. Put a one in the chat too if y'all can hear. Let me see something. Ooh, okay. Hold on, y'all. I gotta get it off. Well,
With me, guys. If you have any like home remedies, let me know. Natural remedies, or whatever the case may be. Also, y'all, I do
thank
live by a
you
highway,
for
so
hitting
if
the
you hear
like
some big
button.
log trucks coming through,
Shay Shay, how
excuse
you
me.
been, girly?
So today, y'all, this is gonna be the first video of my series. It's gonna be
Yeah, this
multiple
is the
parts,
baby mother of the
and when I
guy that
say
I played
multiple,
yesterday. Whoever
more
was
than
in the chat.
likely, it's not gonna be less than 10. Okay, I feel like it's my duty as a woman and as a mother and as someone who always wants to protect herself due to the fact that I've never had people that protected me on this platform that are in my circle. Some of you guys have protected me. Y'all have stated y'all opinions and things like that. But what I'm saying is I don't have family that I know that gets on here and defend me because they're not into social media stuff. I decided to get on here and just clear up a lot of things. You know, I'm going to start with the Texas court calendar because I was unaware of this court calendar.
Okay, if y'all can remember yesterday when I said she was unaware of the court calendar, some days that he's supposed to been picking the baby up, the kids up, he was not picking the kids up. So this is the part right here where she's gonna explain to y'all about the court calendar, what the judge put in place for the children. Maybe some of y'all wasn't here yesterday. I don't know.
Actually, our court order says one thing for visitation, but then Mr. Cryer basically told me one day that I thought that it was his weekend due to us doing the my weekend, your weekend, my weekend, your weekend. He randomly said that it wasn't his weekend. There was an argument in the text messages. So he presented forth this calendar. And as I downloaded this calendar that was not mentioned whenever we went to court, I realized that if I'm going to be following this court calendar, that he hasn't been being fair, because on some of those days with the black dots on there, I actually had my children and I wasn't supposed to. So in other words, what I'm saying is The court calendar was only beneficial for when he wanted it to be. Otherwise, he would have kept doing the back and forth. Your weekend, my weekend, your weekend, my weekend. According to the actual printout court order, it says that he's to get the kids on the first, third, fifth weekend of every month. I will be uploading what the actual court printout says that we got from the actual judge. And then I'm going to show you guys the court calendar. And also on this court calendar, you're not going to see where it says that he's supposed to get the kids July 1st through July 31st. But what you will see in a separate attachment that is also a part of the court calendar, it's a PDF. And I'm going to be reading to you guys some things, okay? So bear with me and make sure that you watch this video all the way through, okay? I'm going to try not to make this video too long because I do still plan on going live. I plan on going live after every video that I drop. Some days I'll do 3 hours. Some days I'll just do 30 minutes to an hour. Who knows? It depends on what I feel like. It's called My Sticker Calendar. And how you guys can find this is go to Google, type in Texas Attorney Court Calendar. Texas Attorney Child Support Court Calendar. It's going to pull right on up. Make sure you put the exact year. So that means that all the fathers that live in Texas that's on child support, that has visitation rights, this is the calendar that they have to go by. As you guys can see, for the month of May, he had them almost every weekend. Okay? Now, July, as you guys will see, only has where he's only supposed to be getting them for 6 days out of July. But then, as I upload the other part of this, you'll also see where it says that according to the distance and the year, where he has to get them July 1st to the 31st, right? So let's pull that up. Now, this is a PDF document, right? Scroll down. It says weekday and weekend parenting time. Let's go down to, okay, you see holidays, Thanksgiving, spring vacation, Mother's Day, Father's Day. April 1st is when I notified him on what days that I wanted to get my kids. I told him that I wanted to get my kids every Wednesday and Thursday because I wanted to take them to school. That way they'll have at least 2 days to spend with me out the week. Now, fast forward to today, I did not know that I was going to be taking all these classes and stuff like that. You know, you never know. But since I am trying to better myself and provide a better future for my kids, you know, I went ahead and said, hey, I don't have to get them because it's his time to spend with the kids, you know. He's never had my kids for a full summer. And even then, it's still not a full summer because school ended in May. He did not have them all of June. He only had them 3 weekends, the last 3 weekends in June. It says if you live 100 miles or less from the other parent, the non-custodial, which is him, because I'm the custodial, which means I'm the primary parent. Parent can designate up to 30 days for an extended period. If the non-custodial parent does not designate dates by April 1st, the non-custodial parent has parenting time for 30 consecutive days. However, July
Erica
has 31 days. I may have even looked at this wrong because if you scroll down to the bottom left corner, it says the non-custodial parents has parenting time for 42 consecutive days in their year beginning. And it says September 1st through 21st, right? So they're to have the kids 42 consecutive days, 6 p.m. on June 15th, ending July 27th. So technically, now that I'm looking at this, he was actually supposed to have got them June 15th. But we went with the one that was above it, where it said July 1st and ending on 6 p.m. July 31st. Right? So technically, since we are still going by the court calendar that he was so politely to inform me of, he has to go past July 31st. Because y'all see where the black dots was on the first calendar that I pushed up there? I don't get them back to August 4th, August 5th. Okay, so enough of that. So now we finna get in the nitty gritty, and I only told y'all about that because I felt like it was very important so that you guys can see for yourself, right? Notified him on April 1st, said I wanted to get the kids Wednesdays and Thursdays so that I'll be able to take them to therapy, so which means that I would have gotten them 6 p.m. that Tuesday, had them back, if not that same day, that Thursday, that Friday, right? Cool. So as it was getting closer time for him to get them on the 1st, mind you, he had already had them the last weekend in June, which kind of bumped into July 1st, just based off of, me and him had swapped the weekend at I think it was like the first weekend in July. We ended up swapping. I'm sorry, for June, because the first weekend in June was Dondre's birthday party, and I did not want them to miss it, right? I hit him up in the text messages. I said, hey. So some of them, I told him that I would not be able to take them to therapy on Wednesdays and Thursdays due to the fact that I have classes. And my teacher said that it would be a good idea for me to miss since that I had just started. So June 30th.
I don't believe that.
This is the text messages.
I don't believe that.
I said, hello, I won't be able to get them for therapy. My teacher said, I can't miss these days because they are very important. You will have to bring them to therapy Wednesdays and Thursdays this month. Also, I need to know exact days you're leaving for Indiana so I can find a babysitter because I'll have school. According to the court calendar, I don't necessarily have to get them at all the entire month of July. Because this is the month they spend with fathers, July 1st through 31st. However, I'm willing to make adjustments when you leave for Indiana. So randomly, he asked me to get randomly he asked me to keep Iceland while he went to Indiana. I felt like that was a little strange because, of course, I asked him, was, the fiance going? Because it didn't make sense as to why you wanted to bring Dion to Indiana, but then you don't want to take Iceland. And there has been multiple times where, in exchange for the kids, he have said, hey, if you wanted to keep Iceland, I don't mind keeping Dion the whole summer. Like he tried to.
Yeah, so what she's saying, y'all, is every time, something came up, he always would want to keep the little boy, but never wanted to keep the little girl. So she found that kind of strange. She kept asking you, why are you trying to, not want to keep your daughter, but you want to keep your son. So that's basically what she's trying to say.
Put it out there as if like he don't want to deal with Iceland. And I said, absolutely not. I've already made plans for the month of July. So, hey, I don't mind getting Iceland while you come back or while you go to Indiana. Then I said, wait a minute, they're going to end up missing, therapy based off of the day that he said that he was going to be going to go get his son. So I said, you know what? I will keep both of them. I'll keep both of them until you get back. So this is what that text message was about. When I said, I have to find a babysitter, but I don't mind making adjustments. Like, this is your full month anyway. So I'm in school so that I don't have to worry about nobody saying that I be asking people to pay my light bill and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, trying to get out of a bad situation. Then he starts to be manipulative, I guess, because he always wants to leave a paper trail that he's not asking me to do anything out the ordinary when it comes to the kids, because he's so fixated on trying to be this perfect guy or this perfect dad that he's not. It doesn't exist and it never will exist. And I'm going to tell y'all why later on in these series, okay? He said, hey, I can take them the entire month of July. I was never asking you to get them. And as far as my trip goes, everything is already covered. The appointments on Wednesdays and Thursdays was already in my calendar to take them. Remember that, guys. Remember he said that. He said the appointments on Wednesday and Thursday was already in my calendar to take them.
And y'all, she's saying that because he came back and said that his attorney said she can take him to the appointments on her time when she have the kids, right? If y'all was in the chat yesterday, y'all heard him say that, the ones that was in the chat yesterday. So, but when the appointments came up, he had a problem.
So if something was already in your calendar to take them, that means that any other thing that was planned on those same days should be canceled, right? You shouldn't be canceling their appointments when it's already been. You was already fully aware of that in April, that you would have to be responsible for taking them to their appointments, even though I said that I would do it. Now, this conversation was being had, as y'all can see, my first text message informing him that he was going to be responsible for it. He said, after I said that, they're already in his calendar. So you're already more than aware that you got to get them to therapy on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Okay, we got that understood, right? Y'all following me? I said, well, you suggested for me to get Iceland while you and Dion went to Indiana. So my mom already said she watched them until I got out of class, and I'll come pick them up because I didn't want them missing therapy while you were going to Indiana. As for the appointments, you had reminded me that I wanted to get them Wednesdays and Thursdays for therapy. That's why I bring it up. Please let me know what days you are leaving so I can meet you for my children. Thanks. Now, the reason why I slid that in a text message, because whenever he had seen me in person, he was trying to remind me that I had said that I was going to get them Wednesdays and Thursdays, because I had insinuated you're going to have them the whole month of July. And he said, well, remember you told me that, you wanted to get them on Wednesdays and Thursdays? He really did not want to get them for the full month of July. However, that's why I slid that in there. Again, to cover his tracks.
Yep.
These are the type of messages that I get from Damien. And I'm just having a normal conversation. I'm not trying to set nobody up or nothing. I'm just trying to have a normal conversation about my kids and their appointments. And you're over here like, you going so left field to where now I'm getting irritated with you. Okay. He said, Erica, I do appreciate it. But like you said, the court order doesn't order you to do me favors for me while I have the kids. But my trip is already taken care of. However, if your mom wants to see them, I don't have an issue with that, but I'll just keep them like the order says. Thank you. Now you're being manipulative. You asked me to get Iceland while you and Dion went to Indiana.
Absolutely.
I said I'll get Iceland and Dion until you get back from Indiana, because I did not want Dion to miss therapy and I didn't want Iceland to miss therapy. So in order for this to happen, and in order for me to still go to school and for them to still get the therapy, my mom said she would watch them, right? And I just picked them up after I get out of class. I hope y'all can see what he's doing.
I see.
Now he's making it seem like my mom wants to see them as the reason why, because he's never going to ever admit.
It ain't that her mother wanted to see them. Her mother offered to keep the kids so they won't miss their appointments and let him still continue to go on his trip that he plans. So that's how that happened. But now he's trying to come back and be manipulative and act like, it's another story. You know what I'm saying? So that's, for the ones that wasn't in the chat yesterday when I played his lives and, then the other person, and now I'm playing hers, so y'all can get some insight of why she was dropping so many receipts on him.
That he's having a hard time over there with my kids. He has a house full of kids. He's never going to admit that. So my thing is this. This is what I told him. I'm not sure why you're spinning this conversation as if you didn't bring all of this to my attention. We are only having this conversation because of a conversation you hit me out of nowhere with in exchange for the kids. One, me getting Iceland while you and Dion went to Indiana to get Darian. And two, me keeping Iceland while you took Dion for the entire summer because you wanted to work with him. Now those were his exact words. If you want to keep Iceland, your baby girl, this is his exact words. If you want to keep Iceland, your baby girl, I'll get Dion for the whole summer and work with him. No, you want to have one less kid? Absolutely not. They're a package deal.
Right.
This is not the first time that he's tried to separate them.
But he came out and act like he did not tell her that, and he knew he told her that through text messages. And these text messages is real, y'all. Okay? They're real. He came out and tried to act like this girl did not say that. So that's why she came out to debunk his lies. It ain't that she wanted to really start trouble with him. There has been going back and forth. But, like I said yesterday, sometimes when a woman lies, a man debunk lies and vice versa. So she wanted to come back and debunk his lies. You know what I'm saying? And everything she said, it was true because I've been on her lives every day. You know what I'm saying? And I watch him sometimes, but not all the time. Because sometimes I can't stand his voice. I'm not even gonna lie. Like his voice just like fucking irritates me so bad. I just can't. Oh God, his voice. Just I don't like it.
Even when he tried to put me in jail last year, the court order had nothing about Iceland information on there. It was only Dion. It was only Dion. Now y'all remember these conversations because now y'all are gonna see what led up to me and the police officer, and then the police officer coming to his house. Keep following me. Furthermore, the court calendar states that you have the kids July 1st through 31st, but I can let you know when I want to see them. This isn't a matter of me doing any favors or my mom wanting to see them. My mom sees them every week. This is a response from statements that you made. Also, it seems that you are avoiding answering when you're going to Indiana, which I wouldn't have known again if you didn't bring it up. Again, since it was brought to my attention, respectfully, let me know whenever you're leaving so I can get my children until you return. You said you're doing a turnaround trip 1 to 2 days max, and they are too small to be on the road like that. So he called. He called me. I couldn't answer the phone because I was in class. So I said, give me an hour. I'm in class. And he said, you still think you're running stuff? It's not a matter of me running anything, sir. I wouldn't have any.
Narcissist behavior. It ain't that she thinks she's running stuff. That's it. She simply said the kids was too young to be on the road for that long traveling. And she will keep the kids until you come back. And her mom would take the kids to the doctor. Okay? So he wants to always make Erica look bad. So that's why he come out here and twist his stories and, down her. And like he's trying to downplay her in that video he did. I showed y'all yesterday. Talking about her roaches in her house, and she was never no police officer. She was a security guard, and he taking her back to court. He wanted to downplay a lot of shit because he's a toxic man. He's very toxic, and he's a /narcissist. He have a lot of narcissistic behavior, a lot.
Anything to comment on if he wouldn't bring stuff to my attention? He's the one that mentioned going to Indiana for Darian. He's the one that wanted me to watch Iceland while him and Dion went.
Absolutely.
I asked him, was his fiance and a new baby going? He said, no, I can't put the baby on the road that small. I'm going to tell you, it made me feel like, based off of everything that has been said in text messages, over the phone, in person, it made me feel like he wanted me to keep Iceland while the new family was going to go to Indiana. Even, Dion he was going to, so that Darian can have a spot to sit at. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's logical because, everybody couldn't go in that truck because somebody would be sitting in somebody's lap. But that's what that made me feel like. So I said, hey, I get an hour and a half for lunch. I'll call you back. Here we go. He said, I'm good because there's obviously a misunderstanding going on. Anytime he wants to be manipulative and pretend like he don't remember certain things that are being said, everything is always a misunderstanding. Everything is always a misunderstanding. You're a misunderstanding, sir. So he said, and this is out of nowhere. He's saying that this out of nowhere as if like I'm just randomly saying, hey, I can't take the kids to therapy like I said. Like, it's not out of nowhere, sir. I don't be understanding half the stuff that be going on in this man's mind. So he said, I'm good because there's obviously a misunderstanding going on. And this is out of nowhere. Another misspelled word. Just because I said my trip was taken care of didn't mean the kids was going. But you said you was taking Dion. That's the whole purpose of you asking me to watch Iceland so that you and Dion could go. Then he said, remember, like yourself, I have family too. I'm enjoying my first time with them for a whole month. You making it seem like you have to make adjustments for me, and that's simply not the case at all.
But
these kids are just fine, safe, and no issues at all. Y'all see how he's being manipulative? He's saying one thing in person, one thing over the phone, but in text messages, he's trying to cover his tracks because he don't ever want you guys to find out that he did not want to get these kids anyways for the month of July, and I was forcing him to
cover
based off of the court order.
With the text messages in case it ever have to go to the courts. Okay, I told you narcissists know how to cover up their shit, right? But I'm glad she is a smart enough woman to know exactly what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Because some women don't know what a man is really doing to them and vice versa. So I'm glad that she does know, you know, he's been manipulative and he knows what she's doing. He knows. So I'm glad she do know that, because this man is something else, honey. I promise y'all he is. Let's continue.
Well, the court order was forcing him to. And the thing is, I would have never known about that court calendar. I would have still been getting my children on days that I wasn't supposed to have even been getting them.
Yeah, she's pretty.
Until it came time around for it to be his time, and then he's like, "No, it's not my weekend. It's your weekend according to this court calendar." I had no idea about a court calendar, so I said, "Okay." I started going through the thing at the court calendar. I realized that some of those days I was supposed to have been kid free, and he was playing me. So I said, okay, I'm going through the court calendar, and I looked at this back in January, and I said, okay, you're going to get these kids, according to this court calendar, July 1st through the 31st. And then you have to keep them additional days because the other part of the court calendar.
See, y'all, he never told her about the court calendar. That's why she didn't know, like, literally when he's really supposed to have the children. She just recently now started to find out. But he knew he had everything, but he was playing on her top. You know what I'm saying? He was getting the kids actually when he wanted to get the kids, but not by the court order. Because you just heard her say that the times that he's supposed to have had those kids sometime, he was not getting those kids. So she figured out, I guess, through the app, and she Googled everything, and everything came up. And I think she said you have to, know the document them and all that stuff, name and all that. And she pulled everything up. And then everything started making sense to her.
Calendar, the black dot says that you're to have them till August 4th or 5th. So my last response to him, I said, listen, I have very important things going on right now, and this messaging back and forth is pulling my focus. Clearly, the only misunderstanding is that you don't remember the conversation that you initiated with me. This isn't out of nowhere.
He remember.
I remember it plain as day. The only adjustment that was going to be made was that I couldn't get them to therapy because of my school schedule. We had already agreed that I was going to get them while you went to get your other kid. Now I guess the plans have changed. Then I said,
exactly, Brittany.
I'm glad you're enjoying time with them. After all, you did pay $10,000 for an attorney for them. I'm happy for you. Now this is when we get into the therapy session.
When the Colonel created his famous chicken, chefs everywhere started talking. And when he started giving it away for free...
I sent him a text message July 1st. I said, tomorrow at 1 p.m., Dion and Iceland. Thursday, Dion at 9 a.m. It's basically saying that, because Dion go on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Iceland only go on Wednesdays. Iceland was supposed to have got fitted for her braces, right? That would have been Wednesday morning. I forgot about it, but my calendar reminded me. I sent that to him. Now, this is where the issue takes place. He said, sorry, I won't finish my appointment until 12:15. Then heading to Huntsville for the appointment. I'm all about sacrifice. If you're a parent, you're not sacrificing, you're not a parent. There is no way you should be taking an appointment before your kids. Especially when you don't have your kids every day like I do.
I agree.
You knew you was going to have them the entire month of July. So why wouldn't you have already went and got all of your appointments out the way? And he said it was an appointment for him. Mind you, his fiance has a vehicle of her own. So if the new baby had an appointment, don't you think that she would have taken the baby herself? Or am I tripping? I said, can you reschedule your appointment? He said, I can't reschedule mine. It was already planned, and I didn't know about this appointment.
Now, if y'all can remember, The guy that I played yesterday, what did he say? He said he could have rescheduled his appointment because his children come first. Those kids' appointments should have came first. And I agree with that guy. Okay? I agree with him. Those kids' appointments should have came first. But no, he didn't do that, right? Because he do things to try to get next to Erica. That's what he do. He do things to get next to her, to get under her skin, you know, to make her like a bad mother and all of that. That's what he do. And then he said yesterday in his video, again, that his lawyer told him that he don't have to take the kids to the appointments. She can make the appointments when she got the kids. What type of lawyer as a woman would say that to a man about his children? And he went for that. Because he read the text message on his live, on his video. It sounds like she just as stupid as you are, because that's something I wouldn't have said as a woman, because I'm quite sure she got kids, and I'm quite sure she may have grandkids. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like her response to that was kind of very weird to me for a woman to say that. And that right now, let's take the attorney out for a woman to say that at all, period. Because if he would have told me something like that, I was like, listen, you know, just tell them you got the kids, you know what I'm saying, for the summer, and the kids got an appointment, and can they reschedule you with the earliest appointment? That's what I would have told him, period. That's it.
Until just now. Sorry. Do you not know how many just now appointments I've had to make for my children?
Hey, CC.
Do you not know how many appointments that I've had to schedule on my own for my children? But you want to get on here like you're the better parent? You're not making any sacrifices. All you're doing is just trying to have a little fun with them to kill time. You're not doing no major stuff at all.
Yeah.
At all. I said, well, hers was already planned as well. A part of parenting is sacrificing. As I'm sure you knew that already at age 55. Why would you schedule an appointment knowing you'll have them when you have way more free time and could have been had your appointments out the way? You want to know what he told me? He said, it don't work that way. You can't just tell me something all late, then expect for me to jump. It's not going to happen. You not know how many
those
times
are your children.
I've taken my children to last minute appointments. No, it does work like that. You're just not willing to make any real true sacrifices. And that's what makes you a not good parent. You don't know I've had to cancel and rearrange my whole day for years to come? And you say it don't work that way? Mind you, this appointment was for Iceland to get fitted for her shoe braces. My daughter is bow-legged. She doesn't walk straight. Not only is it going to help her legs, it's going to help her feet. This appointment was scheduled 6 months ago. That's the reason why I didn't remember it was in my actual calendar. And so my calendar.
And y'all, that's why she did not want her to miss the appointment, because she waited so long to get the appointment. And normally when when it comes to like different stuff, sometimes all depends on what doctor it is. Sometimes the appointments can be 3 to 4 months away. So you don't want to miss those type of appointments. So you heard what she just said, how long she waited for this appointment. So she did not want to wait. She did not want him to miss the appointment for the baby getting fitted for the brace for her shoes. And you mean to tell me you could not switch your appointment for the baby to get fitted for her brace for her shoes? Wow.
Sent me a notification about it, but I let him know a day in advance. He could have easily rescheduled his appointment.
Yeah.
And when he say it was last minute, you can't just tell me something all late.
But listen.
It's 7 o'clock.
Like that guy said yesterday that I played on my panel, okay? He could have rescheduled. Okay? When you're right, you're right. I agree with that guy. He could have rescheduled. He could have got up early that morning and rescheduled. Doctor's office opened up around about 8:30. He could have got up, rescheduled his appointment, and still took his daughter that same afternoon to her appointment. I don't care if it was an hour and a half away. leave an hour early. All depends on the traffic. You know what I'm saying? And how far you got to go. I still feel that he was wrong for that. Okay? Because this was the best interest in your child. And like that guy said yesterday, he need to get on board. First of all, you need to stop having kids. Okay? You're 55 years old. Sit your ass down. Stop having all those damn kids. Okay? You got your granddaughter over there. Okay? That feels some type of way about you. Her daddy died, passed away. You treat her like shit. She's hurting right now. You need to talk to her. That's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. You need to make your situation better with your granddaughter too, because you're a liar. You are a toxic man. But you get on your platform and have people thinking, oh, you this and you that, and Erica's crazy, and and stuff like that, and all of that. But the whole time, it is really you, and you got a lot of followers out here that pretend for social media. Okay, they pretend for social media. They have people think they really do love their children and stuff like that. And then the granddaughter, she stated too that he was using her for content, and she got tired of all of that. And I don't blame her. I don't blame her at all. Let's finish up.
In the afternoon. Her appointment is at 11 o'clock the next day. You could have easily called your appointment at 8 that morning, and that's if you have an appointment, because let's continue.
Yes.
I said, so let me get this straight.
Laugh out loud. Oh, wow.
You would not take your child to an appointment that is required because it's last minute.
The grandchild.
Tell me where it makes sense.
Yeah, she lost her dad.
You don't have an appointment, and you're only saying this to be spiteful. You always have a regular appointment,
kids, and got grown kids.
Your fake appointment can be rescheduled because your child is more important. Ensure she attends her appointment. Thanks. Every time I ask Damien to do something for these kids, he always say he has an appointment. He always say he has an appointment. That has been his excuse for years, and that's why I'm telling you, I know Damien more than anybody around him, including his family. Because his family ain't never been in a relationship with him. The people before him wasn't with him when he called himself having all this money. I've seen sides of that man that his kids will never see, his other family will never see, and quite frankly, the fiance will never see either. I know Damien. That has always been his excuse. He has appointments. No, he does not. No, he does not. Then he says, I know we're not talking about fake. Laugh out loud. Have a blessed night. Mind you, I'm trying to have a serious conversation about my daughter's appointment. Your duty as a father is to make sacrifices, especially when they're in your care. But you're still putting yourself first. Does that make you a real father? And this isn't a matter of you doing what I say do or doing what I want you to do. It's a matter of doing what you should do as a parent. That's what you do as a parent. I mean, am I tripping? Am I tripping? You're not sacrificing no time, no energy, no effort, or nothing. At least get them to their appointments. All of them, not just some. So let's go. I said this isn't an argument. I'm just forwarding you the information.
But the one,
honestly, as a proactive father,
yesterday I played his, and
this is information you should already know. I'm just being nice, sending you a reminder. Moving forward, when it comes to schooling, doctor's appointments, I will list your number as primary contact. You've depended on me to get you the required information for 4 years. For 4 years now, and I'm not doing it anymore. It's time for me to live my life. He wouldn't even know my kids have therapy until I told him. He wouldn't have had an address unless I gave it. He wouldn't have had a phone number unless I gave it. He can't even tell you what my kid's actual doctor name is. He can't even tell you the facility to go get a wellness check. He can't tell you any of that unless I give it to him. Yes, he took Dion to his audiologist appointment. He had to have done that. Because if not, he would have got in serious trouble. But he just got that 2 weeks ago. He knows absolutely nothing. See, a parent is more than just trying to be the fun parent, where you can take them here and take them to the zoo and stuff. Parenting is beyond having fun. Parenting is making sure that your kids is healthy. taken care of. Nobody is mistreating them. Am I tripping? I don't take it like you're being rude. But as a 55-year-old man, as you say, it seems like no matter what I do, it's never enough. So from this point on, if you finally want to give them my contact information, then please do so, and I'll take it from there. Now you're projecting. You're making it seem like you've been asking for the information in regards to my children, and I never gave it to you. That's what you're trying to say. That's why you said the word finally.
This man.
And then you say, no matter what you do, it's never good enough. You're trying to make me think that I'm being ungrateful for you being around in your kid's life. But if you're going to be around your kids, don't half step. Take them to their fucking appointments. That's it. That's all. And why he felt like what he does is never good enough? Actually, it's not good enough. You think just because you pay money and have fun with them, that makes you a parent? You have no idea. I don't know. I mean, I know that your parents, another story, another day. But I don't know who taught you how to parent. You don't know how to parent at all. If you think that parenting is financial and all about having fun, you will never be a good parent. And you most certainly won't be the better parent either. So I said, I didn't know that making sure your child gets to all appointments while in your care was going to make you feel like you're never doing enough. Maybe that's because you feel that you aren't doing enough, which has nothing to do with me. I've attended their appointments all school year. This is your first time making an attempt. Also, the schools and doctors have always had your contact information. I guess they figured the mom's sacrifices and are more reliable than the father's. They know I never choose my own appointment over my children. Good night. Even after me saying good night, you still messaging me. You trying to get your point across. Good night, sir. He said, I have other kids. So I'm not going to just stop being a parent to them because you're not satisfied with what I do as a dad. I'm not changing anything at all, but will continue doing what I have to do. And if you feel I'm not doing my job, then that's what the court is for. I have other kids. Let me tell you what I told him. And I'm going to end up cutting this part one off because I want y'all to go back and re-listen to this video. I don't want y'all to get overwhelmed with too much. Because in my next video, that's when we're going to start dropping those receipts. So we about to start dropping the receipts, okay? I just kind of want y'all to get the start of why I moved the way that I moved. Why are you still messaging me? You just had another kid like 2-3 weeks ago. Your other minor lives 18 hours away in Indiana, and he's 15, 16, 17 years old. You don't neglect your previous toddlers just because you were sexually irresponsible and made another child at your big age. That isn't their fault. All is required is you do your half. That's it, and that's more than in every other weekend job, especially when you had them in your care. So you bringing up your other seeds has nothing to do with my daughter appointments. Again, good night. Then he stopped messaging me because I said, why are you still messaging me? Let this be like a little intro so that you guys
He don't like her because she's
my next video.
You don't let him get over her.
This is where things.
That's why they don't get along.
Initially
Narcissists don't like when you are a little challenging. They don't
rewind
like
this video as much as you want to.
Hey,
I know sometimes I'm kind of like all over the place. But I can promise you on my part two, it's gonna make sense because it's gonna show that he's just not a trustworthy person at all. I'll see y'all in the next video.
Okay, hold on, y'all. Let me get to the next video. Hey, Pammy Pooh. Hey, Lisa Oaks. How are you doing, love? Okay, hold on. Okay, I think this is... Hold on. I'm trying to keep them in order. If I don't, y'all just pay attention with me. That's all I can say because I don't know. God damn it. Let me see. I think this is... this is... All right, we're going to play this one. I don't know what part is this. Y'all just keep up with the flow.
Stay ahead of business threats with 24/7
proactive
network security from Optimum
Business. In the channel, you can
get secure fiber internet starting at just...
I would appreciate it very much.
Just ignore. Y'all know it's always something that go wrong with me every time I try to do these daggone videos. But anyways, let's get into the video. Hey everybody, welcome back to part 2 of my series. Thank y'all for joining my lives every day.
Oh, he
Y'all
having
have
too
been
many kids,
completely
Brittany.
lit.
55?
I've enjoyed y'all and I have had a lot of fun. So, part 1
Come
was
on,
my
he got a daughter in
introduction.
her 30s.
And I did that
Yo, he
for a
got a
reason
daughter
because
that's
all of this is going to
age.
start making
Erica's
sense.
like 33
In
years
my
old
part
right
2,
now. He got a
I am
daughter her
going to
age.
actually show y'all how conniving my baby daddy is, okay? After I went through the calendar with you guys, after I left off, well, there was like a little, argument about my daughter missing her appointments. This is what happened next. Wednesday approached, and on Wednesdays, my daughter have therapy from 1 to 2, and then my son, Dion, has therapy from 1 to 2:30. While he was there, he ended up canceling their appointments. So I had forgot to give him Iceland's allergy medicine. She has ointment that goes in her nose at nighttime. I had informed him that I was going to bring her medicine to the actual therapy facility. He may have forgot because when I pulled up on him, he was in the back of the truck trying to pour some juice inside of my daughter's cup, and he looked like he had seen a ghost. So I handed him the ointment. Yeah, and he had said something, don't quote me because I don't remember. However, I was like, oh, by the way, Dion has therapy tomorrow at 9 instead of 10. And he said, I canceled it. And before I could say why, he said that he had another appointment scheduled. Y'all see y'all see what's going on here? He said that he had another appointment scheduled. And I'm over here like, you just said the same thing yesterday. You just said the same thing. So now all of a sudden, you got all of these appointments scheduled whenever my children is in your possession and they have appointments that they have to attend that they've been attending. Why would my children stop going to their appointments just because they're with you? That doesn't make sense. So I was telling him that I was going to go in the inside and just basically see what was going on because he had informed me that he let the lady know in the inside. So he kept trying to talk and distract me, but no, all I could think about was, what did this man just do? Because something just seemed kind of shady. So I go in the inside, and it's roughly around like maybe 1:15, 1:20. And so the lady that he had canceled the appointments with was at lunch because her lunch is from like 1 to 2. So that was a complete different lady there. She said all she know is that there was some appointments that was canceled, and so she couldn't give me more information than she knew. So the lady that goes from lunch from 1 to 2, I know her very well because we've been attending there since 2023. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just, call her when she get back because I want to make sure that he didn't do what I thought he did. So I'm like, let me go look at my daughter. Let me just go see, how her hair was not combed as usual. Now, I don't expect for the fathers to like have their hair all slicked like ours, but it just looked like you haven't even put a brush, a comb, a drop of water or nothing on my daughter's hair. How else do you think her hair is going to grow? Hair is just like trees. It needs some sort of oil or water or something. So I go back there and Dion started like acting out because he wanted to come with me. And then Iceland was very, very happy to see me. Dion did not want me to leave. So guess what I did? I went back up front. I told Damien, hey, come back here with Dion. So he sat back there with Dion because guess what? I'm not going to sit here with Dion. It's your time. You need to understand exactly what I go through every time I come up here with Dion. Some days is better than others. But hey, they have like a playground and stuff back there. But, he would rather be playing, but they was having him like identify like, objects, trucks and things like that. It was having him color, all this other stuff. So I ended up leaving. And around maybe 4 o'clock, I called back up there because now the lady that he canceled the appointments with, she's back from lunch.
Exactly.
So I said, hey, I was informed that my kid's father had, canceled some appointments. And she basically told me that he had canceled all the appointments for the month of July because she said that he said it was too much for him.
Oh,
so I was
my
like,
God.
how is that too much for
my
you?
God.
Like, literally, if I put in his address and I put in the facility's address, it's an hour. So that's an hour down and an hour back. So when he
Now y'all see, but he want to make her look like the bad person every time he go live or he make a video. He want her to look like the bad person. That's what he do. That's what he has been doing to her. And like the guy Jay stated, these are your kids. You had them. You need to step up to the plate. When you got these kids, take these kids to their appointments. The kids are first. Take these kids to their appointments. These are special appointments that these kids need to attend. Okay? And then I think sometimes if you miss so many days in therapy and stuff like that, they'll take you out the roster because they always have other people is waiting on the waiting list. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes they will do things like that too. You know, for like speech therapy and physical therapy and stuff like that. They'll take those kids off and they'll take adults off too. You know, if you keep missing appointments, I think it's like 3 or 4 appointments, you know, no show, no call, they'll take you off and move on to the next person because it's very hard to get these type of appointments.
He told y'all that it was like a 3-hour round trip.
Exactly, Brittany.
I'm like, yeah, right. Now, granted, sometimes there's like a little traffic, but he don't live in Houston, so he's not going like downtown Houston where all the traffic is. He lives in Cypress, Texas. So can there potentially be a little bit of traffic? Yes. But when you say that's too much for you, as if it's not too much for me, to me that's selfish because all of my kids' appointments are not just in this area. My kids have appointments in the Woodlands, in Houston, in San Antonio, in Dallas. And I never say that it's too much for me. What I've always said is that you need to step up to the plate. So before I get any further, I'm going to let you guys hear the recording. I mean, from the beginning to the end. And I'll let y'all hear a little bit of like the little music playing so that you guys know that this is a stage. I didn't pay her to do anything. She would lose her license. This is just strictly innocent phone call, just checking to see like, hey, what happened with, you know, my kids' schedules. So listen to this recording and then I'm going to start pulling up some screenshots.
Press 3 for billing. Press 4 for the college.
She's still out.
Okay, hang on just a second, all right?
It was signed May 27th. So once it's signed, doctor signs it. I'm good.
This is Erica. Hi, Dion's dad had told me that he had canceled all of the Thursday appointments.
Yes, ma'am, he did.
But why though? That's what I'm not understanding.
Wow.
Because he knew he was gonna have them the whole month of July. You can't do that.
He said that it was too much for him coming from Cyprus all the way over here.
He only lives an hour and 15 minutes away. What does that have to do with him coming to bring them? He just don't want to. And it was a big fuss for us last night. I was telling him like, hey, they're your care. You have to get them to therapy. I take them to therapy all the time.
Yes, ma'am. I was at lunch and he canceled here with the lady at the front.
Okay, well.
So yes, ma'am, it's all canceled for the whole rest of the month.
That is insane. Okay.
And his lawyer will agree with something like this?
Oh, okay.
Shaking my head.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
So, as you guys heard the recording, now, at 8:20, July 3rd, and I'm going to be showing these screenshots, I sent him a screenshot that says, now this is July 3rd, because I'm like, okay, he was saying that it was last minute when I informed him a day before, even though they had already had appointments scheduled that day.
Yep.
Whatever. So I let him know way ahead of time. Hey, as you guys can see, July 3rd at 8:20, I sent him the screenshot. Dion has an appointment July 8th. That's on a Tuesday. So that's 5 days in But the ones sitting up in the comment section saying that, you know, you can't tell somebody something last minute and then expect for them to rearrange. Well, how is 5 days?
But these is not your children for them comments to say that.
So, and I said, Dion cannot miss this appointment. It's for his ears. Then I said, and now as you guys can hear, I played the recording, right? So I said, and I spoke with someone from the therapist's office yesterday afternoon, and they said you canceled all their appointments for the entire month of July because it was too much for you. You can't do that. That's medical neglect. And they will call CPS on you. Conversation was recorded, so not sure what kind of lie they told you. Let them call CPS.
It is. That is child neglect. She is absolutely right. Okay? So if he do take her back to court, she can bring all this up in court that those kids did not get nail care for the month of July that he had those kids. Okay? And it's sad again for your lawyer to sit there and say that you don't have to take the kids to the doctor when you have them. That's something for a lawyer to tell a father or a mother, whichever. It is sad, period, all around the board. But it's just more sadder because she's a female. You know what I'm saying? I didn't expect her to say something like that about a child as a female, because I'm quite sure you had children. You know, maybe you haven't been in a situation like this, but you have children, I'm quite sure, and you probably have grandkids. I don't even know you or know your age. But I'm just saying, I was kind of shocked that he read that, what the lawyer said. You know what I'm saying? That was very shocking.
My attorney will eat their ass up. He's always mentioning this attorney.
He mentioned an attorney, y'all, because he loved for someone, narcissists and toxic people, love for people to fight for them. You know what I'm saying? They love when they know they got somebody in their corner that they know already manipulated and gaslighted. So he know, even though he paying his attorney, he know he already got her where he want her at, to lie for him. Okay? He knows that because he shoot her lies. Okay? Narcissistic behavior again.
Like, your attorney up against a therapist facility is not going to win.
Exactly. Absolutely. Hey, Angie.
Why would they have any reason to lie on you? Why would a therapist office, they don't even know you. This is their first time seeing you come in there in regards to Dion and Iceland. So what reason would they have to lie on you? So everybody's just lying on you. Everybody's just out to get you, right? It doesn't make sense. So I said, well, which part was a lie? Because I can call her and tell her to schedule the appointments back. If she's lying on you, then I can call her back to reschedule the appointments back, right? But instead, this is what he said. He said, you were standing right there when I said this Thursday and next Thursday. Tell them people we'll see them next Wednesday. And well, he said, and don't threaten me again with CPS. They have me completely confused. So I didn't even bother arguing with him because I already had the truth. You cannot argue with a person that believes their lies because they're
which a narcissist does. They believe their lies. And she did not threaten him with CPS. She was trying to tell him that this could open up a CPS case because that is neglect. Okay? See, narcissists and toxic people, they don't like to be threatened, especially narcissists. Okay? Well, we know they're toxic anyway. They don't like to be threatened. So she wasn't threatening him. Okay? When a narcissist feel like they got another upper hand on something, right? They likes that. Then when they feel like you are coming into their space, and that's how he felt about Erica. He felt like Erica was coming in his space at that time, coming to that doctor, calling that doctor, saying the things she was saying that was neglect. It can take CPS to get involved, and it is. It can happen. Those was a whole month of July that them kids did not go to the doctor. So Erica was right. That could open up a CPS case. So she wasn't threatening him. She was telling him what could happen.
The only ones that believe him, and his fans and subscribers, they believe his lies as well. This lady is a sweet lady. I have never had any problems with her at all. What reason? She don't even know you. So what reason would she have to lie on you? You think that this lady is dealing with all of these kids that have like autism and you know, all of these delays? Like, she don't even know that you're social media famous. So why would she just sit here and make that up? She doesn't even know that I'm a social media influencer, because I'm not there to be promoting my channel. I'm there to get my kids taken care of, and that's it. I'm leaving. So July 7th, a day before the day that he's supposed to take Dion to the audiologist, that was a reminder the day before. And that was like around 6:30 p.m. So he got 2 reminders. So I said, well, just reminding you again about the appointment. He can't miss this. And I had called because at this point I hadn't seen my kids. I hadn't like really gotten a chance to like talk to them. And so I didn't want Iceland, especially Iceland, to feel like I'm just like forgetting about her. Like, me and my daughter are super close. She's used to me hugging her, kissing on her and stuff. Like, we cracking jokes and stuff like that. She's laughing. So I had like FaceTime Damien. So he did not answer. So I said I was calling to speak to my children. So he texted back shortly after and said, you know, that the Texas children says it's 23 minutes away. Is that the correct one? And he said, your children will call you in 10 minutes. So then I sent him the address and stuff. Like, I don't really feel the need to show that because it's kind of like personal. Yeah. So what ended up happening was when he FaceTimed me, it took him at least about 30 minutes to an hour to FaceTime me to let me speak to the kids.
Okay, y'all. This is when I think the police gonna come and play when y'all seen the part yesterday, whoever was in the chat, that the police went to the house. I think this is gonna lead up to why she sent the police to the house.
So Iceland was on his lap,
hey,
and then Dion was like, he was like, you know, roaming around and stuff. But then his daughter Margaret, I realized that they was at his daughter Margaret's house because she was sitting on the couch. Because when I told Dion, I said, give the phone to your sister. I wasn't talking about Margaret, but I think she took the phone from Dion because she felt like I was talking to her. And so I just went ahead and said, hey, how you doing? But I was really talking about Iceland because I wanted to see my babies. So with everything thus far, my next video is going to get into why the police was actually called. Right. I don't feel bad about it. With everything that y'all have seen, in the first video, with everything that y'all seen and heard in this video, is going to make sense. Nobody wanted to harass him or anything like that. It's just strictly about the kids because there was just so many like loopholes on Iceland, specifically Iceland. Where she's gonna go, who she's with, like you asking me to get her, and then next thing you know, you saying you got it, it's worked out. Like, I don't like too many like third parties. You know what I'm saying? Like, kids love playing house and stuff like that. Everything that's being like blasted all on the internet with relatives doing things to children, harming them, abusing them, you know, molesting them. Like, I'm a very, very cautious mom. And when I have my kids, my eyes.
So this is why, y'all, she sent the cops to. I think it's not gonna be in this video. It's gonna be in the next video on my play. What led to the cops coming to her house? In the video I showed y'all yesterday, when he went and did a video on the cops coming to the house and try to make it look so good, and everything was, you know, Erica fault and everything. And everything she said in this video is right. You got family members, friends, everything. You got to be careful of who you leave your children with. And Erica did not come from a good childhood, you know, and she talked about that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why she's so attached to her kids and love her kids, and she want to make sure her children are safe wherever they are. And as a mom, she has a right to do that, and no one can take away how she feel and why she sent the cops to her house. Okay, so when you came from a troubling past trauma hood, all right, you're going to protect your children when you have children as a mother. But if you're not a mother and you're coming from a bad childhood, you're not a good mom, you're not going to protect your children. Okay, but this woman here, she's trying to protect her children at all costs because of the pain and things she went through coming up as a child. So let's continue.
It's on my kids. I don't let my kids go around anybody at all. They're not playing with other children, and if they are, I'm watching them. I don't feel like Damien does that. He's the type where kids can be roaming around alone outside doing whatever, and he's in the inside. I don't roll like that. I've seen too much. I have a news app on my phone, and kids are constantly being abused, unalived, and it's like he's keeping up with this stuff too because he's over there on TikTok. My kids are not around all these different third parties, and I don't trust nobody. I don't trust anybody in my family. I don't trust friends. I would never not keep my eye on my children. And I wanted to say that for a reason. You lied to me, right? You lied to me and said that you did not tell that lady that, and I didn't even tell you that I had a recording. So the recording that he's saying that he have is probably, I can guarantee you, to cover his ass, because that's the type of narcissist that he is. He backdoored the following day and called up there to get that recording. That recording was not a first-time recording at all. I can promise you that. But what he didn't realize was that I already have the original recording where this lady said that he canceled all, she didn't say some, y'all heard her. She said all of their appointments for the month of July. So a couple days ago, he dropped a video where he was throwing his little shade saying I keep my kids, or he don't keep his kids' clothes and trash bags, and he don't be out here begging for people to help pay his light bill. He was backed up into the facility. Because now you know I'm on your ass and I caught you. So if that's what it takes for him to be an equal parent, then that's what it takes. Because he thought that I wasn't going to backdoor him. And when I walked in the inside, when he told me that he didn't cancel the appointment for Thursday, I'm like, nah, let me see what's going on. He caught himself coming in behind me to try to see what I was talking about. I mean, he was standing so close to me. And I'm talking to the lady, the receptionist lady, and he all over here just yapping. And you want to know what he said? He said, you work, I work too. You don't work. You do videos all day. You can do that at 4 a.m. You can do that at 8 at night. That's not your typical 9 to 5 to where you got to put in PTO time to take off, or you can't take off. YouTube is a business. You set your own hours. You can work around your own hours. So now you had an appointment that Wednesday. Now you're saying you have another appointment Thursday. It's not making sense. Like I said before, whenever he don't want to do something, he always say he have an appointment. And this has been this way for 4 years, almost 5 years. Actually, it's already been 5 years because it takes 9 months to make a baby. My son will be 5 in December, so technically almost 6 years that I've been in this man's life, and I know him very, very well. So y'all get ready for part 3, because all of that stuff he did in that video, making it seem like they were coming to get the kids and all that clickbait.
Yep, that's exactly what it was. For the one,
some of y'all owe me an apology. I don't know if y'all doing a lot of this in the comment section. And I've been ignoring y'all because listen, I ain't done no wrong. I did what any real mother would do. Let me know y'all thoughts and opinions on this video, and we're going to go live later, and we're going to talk about it. I'll see y'all there.
Okay, y'all, let me get the next video. Baby. I like how she just dropped her videos. Okay, so I think this is the video here. Okay, let's bring it up. Let me know if y'all can hear it.
Bye.
Must have cost the commercial off.
It's an Aldi thing.
Energizer's 3-in-1 Child Shield is the world's first coin lithium battery that has 3 different safety features.
Love by Erica. I don't chill, I don't relax. If I pull up to your city, I'ma put it on the map. These bitches be taking wild while I'm out here running laps. I be closing.
Okay, you can hear it. Thank you.
Babies in my lab. What you know about that?
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Click the link in the description down below and follow me on all my social media accounts. So today, y'all, I am going to be dropping part 3 of my series. Now, this video is going to be very detailed, so listen very, very, very closely, okay? This will explain his video. I've been striking some channels today, okay?
Oh, yeah, she will come out your
because
shit.
what people will not do is use my content to bash me, okay? So, some people will be receiving strikes today, and I don't feel bad about it at all because the things that you're saying is not making sense. Like, I'm answering these questions, and then people are still taking it upon themselves to try to pitch a different story for their audience. And I will be addressing that as well in my live tonight. Yes, we're going live tonight again. Now, last night live, baby Tinker and her mother, they graced my platform with their presence, and they had a few things to say.
Her baby father.
I don't know if that'll be a separate video or not. Tinker is 17 years old. Her mother also had her back as well. Like, everybody's just kind of getting fed up with the fakeness. You know, everything is for social media, social media, social media. But that's another story for another day and another live. So, this video, this is the one that everybody has been waiting for because they want to know what exactly happened that led Damien to drop his initial video. YouTube streets was quiet. I was trying to be positive. For the ones that keep saying that I'm starting stuff with him every time he get a new girlfriend, you can keep saying that till you're blue in the face because you can keep saying it over and over and over that I'm starting with him. You're just talking. Because everybody that follow me, my true supporters know I don't start anything, but I finish everything. Let's get back into the story, which is a spinoff of the video that I created yesterday. So now it's time for him to take Dion to his audiologist appointment. I let him know that Dion cannot miss this under any circumstances. The last month of school, I was constantly running back and forth up to Dion's school. Dion got tubes put in his ears due to like constant ear infections. He wasn't talking. And with him being high functioning, the audiologist said there's no reason why he shouldn't be talking. Like, even though he has autism, he's still very high functioning. So he kept constantly getting ear infections. They dug deeper into the problem, and they realized that my sweet, precious baby has fluid sitting on his ears. So I told Damien they wanted to do an ear surgery on Dion.
And he said no.
He did not agree with it. But with me being the custodial parent, I knew what was best for my child, and that was one of the best decisions that I have made thus far with Dion. He had his surgery in December. By February of this year, my baby can say every word that we use in this household. He's talking up a storm. He's very verbal. He's still in speech therapy, of course, but that's because he just started talking this year. So he's probably going to have many more years to come with speech, and that's fine too. So due to him having the constant ear infections, teachers calling me saying that he has pus running out of his ears, you know, like it started to get a little scary. We tried eardrops. That didn't work. We tried antibiotics through the mouth. That didn't work either. I started to try a home remedy. That actually works. So this appointment has been scheduled. I told Damien he cannot miss this appointment under any circumstances. So now we're at the day of his appointment. I do not know what time the appointment was, y'all, but it was like a couple weeks ago. So Damien, now he was nice enough to inform me on what was going on. And because he's not really active in, you know, taking the kids to their appointments, Dion's, the audiologist told Damien to call me on my cell phone because she had some questions, very simple questions to ask me that Damien did not know. His weight, his height, ear infections, simple things, guys.
That's the
so I politely informed the audiologist of those things, and Damien sent me a text message. He said that everything is 100% good in Dion's ear. They did like a little test on him. He passed both hearing tests 100%. I sent Damien a text. I said, yay, that's good news. Everything was fine. I fell asleep, guys. When I woke up, I saw where I had a missed call from Damien 10 minutes prior. And it wasn't
this
a missed call. It was a missed FaceTime. So I'm thinking, because it's very rare that Damien FaceTime me like on accident. Like normally when he FaceTimes me, it's because he wants me to see the kids. But I guess he realized that I was going to notice that there was a child missing. I'm very hands-on with my children. I always pay attention. And when something is just too quiet, my spidey senses goes up. And hey, I just solved a mystery. So I called him back. He did not answer. I called him back the same way that he called me, via FaceTime. He did not answer. I knew right then and there something was wrong. Or at least something was off. So I let 10 minutes go by. I called him again because now I'm getting worried. Not about him. I could care less about him. I could care less about him. It's all about my baby boy and my baby girl. And that's all it has ever been about. So I called him a second time, guys, and he answered. I said, hey, I was calling you back. I seen that I had a missed FaceTime. He said, oh, I didn't realize I called you.
Liar.
So I guess he had me connected to the speaker. However, I couldn't see his face or anything. He was like hiding like the camera. And I'm like, this is not Damien. Like, I've been knowing Damien for almost 6 years now. This is not Damien. So I heard Dion in the background. He was like, hey, mommy. And I said, oh, hey, Dion. Mommy miss you. He said, I miss you too. And so I asked Damien, I said, what is Iceland doing? He started stuttering. He said, honestly, she's having lunch with Darian and her sister.
That's right.
Now, I'm going to repeat this part over 2 or 3 more times throughout this video. Because even though I think that I'm sounding very clear in these videos, there's some people on here that cannot comprehend. And quite frankly, I'm getting tired of cussing y'all out. This is my story. This is my truth. These are my children. He's my baby daddy. Anybody else that has something ignorant to say that's not a part of our circle can kiss my ass. Now, Dion, mommy miss you. He said, I miss you too. I said, Damien, what is Iceland doing? He said, she's with Darian.
And her sister.
And her sister.
Having lunch.
She's with Darian. And her sister having lunch. Lunch. Y'all can try to justify this statement if you want to. Y'all know as well as I know, can't no newborn baby have lunch. All she's going to have
is her bottle.
Is milk.
That's right.
So Damien likes to play around with his words. Now, in my mind, I said, oh, she's having lunch with Margaret. You want to know why? Because in my part 1 and 2 that I dropped yesterday, what did I tell y'all? When he finally FaceTimed me and let me talk to the kids, there go Margaret.
If y'all want to know who Margaret is,
Margaret is an adult.
His oldest
Margaret is
daughter.
older than me, by the way, but we're all the same age, but she's still older than me. So 50% of me is like, okay, she's with Darian and Margaret having lunch. And maybe Margaret decides to, get on her big sister stuff or something like that. I don't know. 50% of me is like, why would he leave my daughter with Margaret when Margaret have way more kids than he do in the household, when he could have easily just brung Iceland with him to Dion's appointment? Like, it's not making sense. So guess what I did? I called Margaret. She didn't answer her phone.
Hold on, y'all. Let me get this.
So then I called her on Instagram and I left her a message. This is what it said. And I said, this is not like Margaret either. Like, it's been a while since I've actually talked to Margaret, and I have my reasons why. I try my best to stay clear from that circle as possible. That way, can't nobody go back and say that I've said anything. You coming to me crying about your dad. Next thing you know, you over there. Like, that's exhausting for me. So I'm like, no, that's not Margaret. Margaret's probably at work. I knew for a fact that Iceland was not with Margaret. So I will not tell y'all the next steps that I made to find out what needed to be found out or who I called after Margaret. But if you can put two and two together, you can put two and two together. So I wasn't getting the answer that I expected to get from them because, to be honest with you, they just didn't know anything. So then I called Damien back. And I said, have you made it home yet? And he said, no, not yet. Why? What's wrong? And I said, well, I just called Margaret to check up on Iceland, but she didn't answer the phone. Now, what's wrong with me saying that I'm calling her big sister to check up on her to see how she's doing, just based off of the evidence that has been pushed forth? The previous night, she was at Margaret's house. One would automatically assume that he left Iceland at Margaret's house so that he could go and take Dion to his appointment, since he wanted to claim that it was raining that day. No, it wasn't. Margaret didn't answer the phone. I called him back. I said, hey, have you made it home yet? No, I haven't. Why? What's wrong? I just called Margaret to check on Iceland. She didn't answer the phone. He went off. Yep. I did not tell you, and he was not this calm, by the way. But my voice is already hoarse, so I will not be on here clowning. I'm going to say this to the live, okay? I didn't tell you that she was with Margaret. Don't go start mess. Excuse me. My daughter only have two sisters. Allegedly. There's Margaret.
She's smart now. She's not a
that's 33 years old. And if she's not 33, she's going to be 33. And then the newborn baby. So are you insinuating that you left my daughter with a 17-year-old, still a child, and a newborn? If two small kids is too much for you, then obviously two small kids would be too much for a 17-year-old.
I was watching something.
Am I tripping?
This morning.
Am I tripping?
Nope, you're not tripping.
I don't think I am. So I said, I'm going to come get my daughter. And I only said that because you constantly asked me, well, you already asked me to get her while you went to Indiana. You and Dion was going to go to Indiana and get your other son. Then you tried to say, oh, well, if you want to keep your baby girl, I will keep Dion so that I can work with him. Right? Then you FaceTime me, you're at Margaret's house. Now you're leaving her at home with somebody, and I don't even know where she's at. So it's giving you don't want to deal with Iceland. You would rather not deal with Iceland because guess what? You have to be 100% alert when it comes to Iceland.
Yes, because she's a baby.
She's still a baby.
Yeah.
But that's your fault though. If I did it, big pregnant, 10-year-old, 1-year-old, and a 2-year-old, you can do it. People want to discredit the fact that he's older. Well, obviously, what's between his legs is working just fine because he's still able to produce kids. So if you know that you're older and your nerves is bad and you don't like dealing with kids, common sense will tell you to stop dealing with kids at your age. You're 55.
Right.
We're not going to excuse you for being 55 if you keep creating problems. I mean, am I tripping? So when I told him that I was going to come get my daughter, he said, "Oh, no, you're not." Cool. Because the old Erica wouldn't have said anything and would have just showed up over there.
Thank you.
That's how I know I'm changing for the better.
Y'all can donate to my channel on a coffee if you like.
I did what any mother would have done.
Mm-hmm.
I contacted Cypress Police Department. I had explained to them that my kid's father likes to play around with words. He told me that my daughter was left alone with her brother and her sister having lunch. I was thinking that it was the older sister. However, he said that it wasn't the older sister. My daughter only have 2 sisters. So she's left with Darian and a newborn. He never mentioned So-So. So-So never even crossed my mind for the ones that said that I was mad because he left
So-So is
my baby with
mother.
So-So. He never mentioned So-So. Maybe it's because he thought I was going to be mad. He never mentioned So-So. That was the last thing on my mind. All I saw was, okay, now I'm in fight or flight. Where is my daughter? Just based off of everything that has happened prior to this day, where's my daughter? Police officer go over there.
So, y'all, the whole thing is he's trying to blame her and say she tried to get the cops to come to take the kids. No, that's not what she done. Instead of him standing up being a man like he ain't and just say, I left the baby such and such and such. She's fine. He would not tell Erica anything where her baby was at. He wouldn't tell her a name, who had the baby at first, nothing. Okay? So any mother that loves their children is going to start to feel some type of way. Okay? And they're going to contact the police. So what she did, she sent the police to the house for a wellness check. So he rebutted back the next day and made a video to try to bring her down. But his video, his people, they're going to like it because, they're his little, people over there on his channel and shit. So they're going to like it. But that's what led up to the police. So let's finish. And for the ones that don't know, y'all, she was a real police officer before. He going to get mad and come on his live and say, oh, she was never no police officer. She was a security guard. No, she was really a police officer.
They called me and said everything was fine. He comes sending me this stupid picture of him and the police officer. Police officers not supposed to be taking pictures with nobody on a wellness.
I'm doing well, darling.
A wellness check. That's the beauty of having experience in law enforcement. So he dropped that video. They wasn't even there but 3 minutes. He dropped that video making it seem like they was coming to get the kids, and he insinuated that he's never had CPS called on him to get y'all to think that I called CPS on him. When honestly, if you really want to be technical, and I have a recording of that too, he was the first one that was actually under investigation with CPS.
Yes.
He will never tell that though. And it was because he made that video with Dion hanging out the window. If I'm lying, I'm lying.
Wait a minute.
And then there was some other allegations.
Do y'all remember that video I played yesterday with her son hanging out the window? Anybody in the chat remember that video? yesterday that I played from his live with Dion hanging out the window. And he said that Dion was with her when that video was sent to him hanging out the window. Do anybody in the chat remember that? Oh my God. Wow. I'm glad she cleared that up because I thought that was her car at that time that baby was hanging out the window. Wow.
That he abused Dion. Now, all of the CPS cases have been thrown out, which means that they didn't find any evidence, which I've been under CPS investigation many a times, probably 5 or 6 times. I've never received jail time. My kids never got taken from me. Those cases are dismissed. They don't exist because I was found innocent. So when he tried to throw that out there to try to either insinuate that I called CPS on him or try to insinuate that I'm the one that's getting CPS called on me as if I'm doing something wrong, obviously I haven't done anything wrong at all. I'm just trying to be a concerned mother. That's it.
Right.
The fact that he wants me to constantly think that Iceland is being mistreated is very disturbing. But guess what? In my part 4, we're going to see what Love by Erica did after he made that video. Because now I'm getting pissed off.
There is always someone for you to talk to in New Jersey. At the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, we understand that life's challenges can...
I don't think she did another one after this. Let me see. I don't think she did another video after this. No, I don't think she... Hold on. Let me see something. So if he would have just told her about where the kids was at, who had the kids, it wouldn't have went this far, y'all. It went this far due to he did not tell her where the children was at. And she started panicking, and she wanted to know where her children was at. Number one, yes, the boy shouldn't have been keeping the daughter, right? For all kind of reasons. For one, the baby is on Pampers. Erica did say on her live that she don't want nobody, no other man changing her daughter. And she have every right to feel that way. Okay? She have every right, brother or not. She have a right to feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Due to her past. Okay? Now she clearly said that on her video. So, oh Lord, it's so much to cover here, y'all. Shit, I'm gonna cover some of this shit tomorrow because there's a lot to cover. But that's why she said what she said. And that's why she sent the cops to his house. Okay? But he's trying to make it seem like, yes, I remember, but I wasn't in the chat. Okay. Oh, yeah, you watched the replay from yesterday, right? All right, that's all I'm going to share today. But anyway, yeah. So that's what led up to the video from yesterday when y'all seen the police come to his house. That's why the police came to his house. Because he would not tell her where her daughter was at. Okay? He would not. No, a 17-year-old boy, I don't care, the boy 18, 19. He should not be watching a little girl. I definitely understand how she feels. I definitely understand. As a mother, I don't want no 18, 19, 20-year-old changing my goddamn daughter pamper neither. I'm just so sorry. I'm sorry. And then if y'all heard in the video yesterday when he said him and the cop was talking and the things that he told the cops spit his tea out and all that stuff. See, y'all, he ain't going to tell the real story. That cop got in trouble because she reported that cop. That cop got in trouble because that cop was there to do a job, and that's go there, do your wellness check, and leave. See, but one thing about a narcissist, they like to get you jammed up in their shit. I told y'all that before. That's what they like. They like to get you jammed up in their shit. They love that. They make them feel validated. It make them feel good. It make them feel like you're there for them. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, he got that cop involved. But that cop should have went there, did his job, and went on about his business. You ain't had to do all that. I would have said, no, we can't, take pictures with people or whatever the case may be. But we know why you did that. We did that. You did that because you wanted Erica to think the cop is on my side. You thought you was doing something. You didn't do nothing. I'm good. I still got the kids, and you still a deadbeat mother, and you still this and you still that. That's why he did that. So yeah. Right, Royal D. You did 2 stories right. Right. Yep. So those are stories from yesterday and today. But she is a good mother. She has some beautiful kids. She really do. She has some beautiful kids. She take care of her kids. And then he tried to dog her and say she was putting up GoFundMe and she was putting up Amazon list and all that stuff, and she's threatening me to do a meet and greet. She's not threatening you to do a meet and greet. All content creators do a meet and greet. Now that girl did not threaten you. Okay, she was gonna set up a meet and greet for her and her supporters. Okay, and as you've been a content creator, I know you done heard that before. Content creators does that. They set up meet and greets and they meet their supporters. Why is that a threat to you? You sound stupid. You sound stupid. You sound stupid. Then you want to get out here and downgrade her apartment that she was in. You want to downgrade. She just feed the kids snacks all day. The kids just eat candy all day. Well, I've been on Minna Erica lives and I've never seen her just feed them kids candy and snacks and like that shit all day. I have not seen that. Okay. If she don't go live cooking a lot, when she do cook, she do drop videos of what she's cooking, because she don't go live all the time, but she do go live sometimes. But she haven't even had the kids this summer, so okay, she don't have to cook shit. The kids been with their dads, okay? Because I think her oldest son is with his dad also. So she don't have to do no video. She can go out and eat and enjoy her life while kids go. And the cop lost his job. No, I don't know if he lost his job, but he probably was penalized. Yeah, I don't think he lost his job, but he probably was. They probably had to talk to him. Maybe he got penalized or whatever the case may be. But yeah, it wasn't that serious. I think he would lose his job. But I can tell you this: maybe he'll learn a goddamn lesson from it. Okay, before he lose that goddamn job. Okay, he probably will learn a good lesson. He probably said, "Oh my God, thank you, Erica. I would never do this again. I would go by the rules." Oh, Lord. Baby, baby, baby. Now, do any of y'all remember that story about the brother unalive his sister? The mother sent the brother to unalive his sister. Do y'all remember that story? Because I think I'm going to do an update. Well, they got like a little more information out about that. I think both of the brothers is locked up now, and one of the brothers, I feel like he is definitely mental ill. He went in a rage in the courtroom, and oh my God, I watched it this morning. So I may touch on that story tomorrow. Yeah, I may touch on that tomorrow. But I'm definitely gonna go back and see. I don't even think he did know, because he looked ooh, child. I don't even like Erica Kid's father. I'm just gonna be straight honest. Let me see. Wait, hold on. Did I miss something? I don't know, y'all. My throat been hurting today for some reason. Yes, I hope I'm not trying to get sick or anything. Okay, so Yeah, my throat been kind of itchy today for some reason. I woke up like that this morning. So I'm gonna get up off of here and drink me some hot tea and put some halls or something in it and some honey. So yes, y'all. Thank y'all for timing in. I appreciate you all. I love you all. And if anybody want to drop me a coffee, you can. The link is in the chat. I would so much appreciate it. So I will see you guys tomorrow, and I love you guys. And thank y'all. Stay prayed up, y'all. Always remember to keep God first. Always. I want y'all to enjoy the rest of you all day. Okay? Because it's nice. Do you have allergies? I don't know. I really never knew. Sometimes, like with the grass and stuff and shit get cut outside, and I get the sneezing and all of that, you know. But I woke up this morning, my throat was like irritated, and then my right ear started hurting me. So I sucked on some Halls. But I'm gonna drink me some hot tea and see would that clear it up and how long it'll be like that. Because I will go to the doctor, just in case. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Drink some hot tea, Brittany. I'm going to do that. That's what I'm going to do. So everybody have a nice day. Thank you, Brittany. Love you, sis. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace and love.